Thank you for watching today. This is Kinnear. Welcome to another Starfield video. In this video, I'll cover all the companions available in Starfield, where to find them, which ones are not available in New Game Plus, and other variations. If you're playing the Pokemon playthrough and you want to catch them all, I'll tell you how. So let's get started. So the goal of this chart is to show you where all of the companions are at in the base game of Starfield. So this might be a little bit much to take in all at once, so I will zoom into individual sections, and I'm going to go down two different paths in the game in order to show you which companions are available depending on what type of game you're playing. We'll start at the top, the most obvious place, with the gold diamond that says game type, and the path to the left is the only path that's going to be available if this is the first time you've played Starfield. This is also the same path that's available to you if you have already completed the game and you've just decided to start a new character because you want to play through it again. The path to the right in red is only possible if you're passing through the Unity after you've already played the path to the left. So the first place we're going to go is to the left, and I call that the first game or a fresh game. I don't believe that there's actually a name in the game that they've given it, but that's going to be my path. So first we'll go to the left-hand path, which is what happens when you create a new character, a level 1 character, either the first time you've played the game ever, or if you've just decided to create a new character. And one of the first things that are available to you as you create this new character, and I don't want to introduce any spoilers into it, but there's a little bit of play up front before you are given the option to go into the character creation screen, where you get to customize the look of your character, you get to pick background, and you get to pick traits. There's one specific trait, which is in the gold diamond here, called Hero Worshipped. And if you choose Hero Worshipped, you will have access to a single companion that is unique to that trait. It's the only way you can get this companion. It's called the Adoring Fan. And if you're familiar with earlier Bethesda titles, you'll know who the Adoring Fan is. Anyway, just want to point out that that's the only way to get this companion up front. It's in the game. If you do not choose this trait, you won't have it. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. You'll have the opportunity to do it later if you decide to play New Game Plus, or you can start a new character. He's entertaining at times, but there are lots of companions in the game. So if we continue going down from the Hero Worship Diamond into the Starfield normal universe, you'll notice there are 3 blue lines coming out of this box. The first one on the left goes to the Constellation Companions. The one directly below the box is for other locked main quest companions, and then the last one goes over to a green section we'll cover last. The Constellation Companions are the default set of companions or crew in the game. These are the companions that you can romance, that you can get to a committed relationship with, or marriage, or something to that effect, and they are also available through the main quest line. They include Vasco, Sarah, Barrett, Andreja, and Sam. They're not available to you the moment you walk in the lodge the first time, but if you progress through the main quest line, they will be unlocked, and you'll be able to have them travel with you. You can assign them to your ship, you can assign them to outposts, or you can just leave them alone. The second group, which is directly underneath the Starfield Normal Universe box, are the other locked main quest companions. Now, I've listed them in order that you can experience them or that you can find them in the game. The first one is Moara Otero, and if you are following the main quest, you will be given the opportunity to complete a quest called The Old Neighborhood with Sarah. At the end of that quest, Moara Otero will be available as a companion. The next 2 are Heller and Lynn. Heller and Lynn you have already met just by starting the game and being in Vectera. However, they become available as companions or crew members or outpost crew assignable members if you go through the main quest and you go back to Vectera, that's the name of the quest, in order to find and rescue Barrett. The last one on this list in the other locked main quest companions is Rafael Aguero. He is available very late in the main quest line in a quest called Entangled. Now, it's worth noting that in the Entangled quest, there are 3 different ways to finish the quest. 2 of those options will result in Raphael being available as a companion to you. One of those options, he does not survive and he's not available. So you'll want to look into that elsewhere. The final group of companions that we want to look at in the Starfield Normal Universe side of the game are in the green section. These are available in all universes and in all game types, so it doesn't really matter which path you go down, these will always be available to you in the game Starfield. I've broken them up into 5 categories. Moving from left to right, the first group are named companions that don't have a salary requirement. This includes Betty Hauser and Ezekiel. Betty Hauser can be found in the Heinlein system, stranded on her ship. Now, while she doesn't have a salary requirement, you will need to have a spare ship part that you can give her so that she can have her ship repaired. Once you give her that, she's willing to join you as a crew member. Ezekiel is available in Aquila City in a bar called Aggie's. He doesn't have a salary requirement. When you find him, you just start a conversation. He will ask you a question. I don't believe there's a wrong answer. And at the end of that, he is willing to join you on your crew. The second group are other companions, other named companions, that are quest locked. This includes 3 companions: Eric von Price, Jessamine Griffin, and Amelia Earhart. Eric von Price is a pilot that you can get as a companion after you've complete a quest, just one quest, on Mars in the city of Cydonia at a location called Jane's Goods. Now, it's worth noting there are multiple outcomes for this quest. And without offering a spoiler, I will suggest that if you complete the quest in a way that Eric von Price still has a job to do working for Jane, he will not be available as a companion for you. If you complete the quest in a way that he doesn't have a job to do working for Jane, he will become available to you as a companion. So you might want to look into that or consider your options as you go if you want Eric von Price to join you as a crew member. The good news is he doesn't have a salary requirement and he's free. The second one on the list is Jessamine Griffin. Now, Jessamine Griffin is only available if you start the SysDef Crimson Fleet quest line, and you will have to complete 2 or 3 quests in order to get to the key. Now, the key is the headquarters of the Crimson Fleet in Starfield. Once you arrive there and you are free to wander around, you can go to the bar, and Jessamine Griffin will be in the bar. I believe she's usually dancing. There's some dialogue with Jessamine Griffin, and she does have a salary requirement, which means in order to get her to join your crew, you will have to pay her. Now, like any other companion with a salary requirement, you are usually given an option to persuade them to take a lower salary. I won't cover the persuasion game here, but there are various methods you can use to improve your chance of persuading someone. The last one on the list is Amelia Earhart. Now, Amelia Earhart is only available after completing a unique location and quest line in the Starfield game. The location is called the Crucible, and it's on a specific planet. And the feeder quest, or the breadcrumb quest, that gets you there is usually one that gets picked up just walking around one of the major cities. Once you arrive, you're going to have to go through a fairly extensive set of quests and activities. You'll have to do some traveling, but at the end of it, Amelia Earhart will become available as a companion, and she has no salary cost. The next group is a little more involved. In order to get these 3 companions, you will have to complete the entire faction quest line. The first on the list is Autumn Macmillan in the Freestar Collective quest line. If you are doing the Freestar Collective quest line, you will run into her early on. She'll be part of a specific quest. But after you have completed the entire quest line, you can come back and recruit her later. Mathis Castillo is part of the Crimson Fleet or SysDef quest line, and he is available once you've completed that entire quest line. However, he is only available under 2 specific circumstances. First, as you're completing the quest line, you have to make sure that he stays in the Crimson Fleet, which means you can't narc him out to Delgado, even though he's trash talking him and plotting against him. The second is you have to side with the Crimson Fleet. If at the end of that quest line you decide to side with SysDef, Mathis Castillo will not be available as a companion. But if you do those 2 things, he will be available as a companion. He's a pirate captain, and he's entertaining at times. The last one on this list is Hadrian Sanon. Hadrian is part of the United Colonies quest line, and she's there in the first quest that you do on Tau Ceti 2, and she'll be there the whole time. Once you have completed that entire quest line, there's a specific dialogue you can have with another character, and she'll become available as a companion. The fourth group I'm referring to as named companions, but they're salary companions. All of these companions have a salary requirement. That is, you'll have to pay them to have them join your crew. They all also have the option to persuade them to take a lower salary requirement if you can pass the persuasion check. These companions are all present at bars in the major cities. Omari Hassan, Rosie Tannehill, Lyle Brewer are available in Aquila City. Marika Boros, Gideon Aker, Simeon Benkowski are available in New Atlantis at the Viewpoint Bar. Andromeda Kepler is available on Mars, Sidonia, at the Broken Spear. Danny Garcia, Mickey Caviar, and Sophie Grace are all available on Neon at 3 different bars. The last group are the unnamed companions with salary requirements. They're actually named after skills, so these are kind of fill-in companions. If you need them for an outpost, or if you need them for a very specific skill and you don't have anybody else that'll add to your abilities on the ship or at an outpost, you can negotiate with them to get them at a lower price. They're usually at a lower price than the other salaried companions in the first place, but they are located at the same bars that the named salary companions are located at. In some cases, you'll find a lot of them there. In some cases, it'll just be a couple. So at this point, I'm going to go back up to the top, and we have just covered all the companions that are available to you in a fresh game or your first game. And technically, that's everything in the game. If, however, you are going through New Game Plus, you're going to pass through the Unity and you're going to start a New Game Plus, one of two things is going to happen along the way, and that's going to determine which companions are available to you. If we look at the alternate universe diamond on the chart, you'll see there are 2 paths out, a green path to the left and a red path to the right. If you get a normal Starborn universe, which is the green path to the left, that happens about 85% of the time. You see an indicator that says go to the lodge and it says Mast District after it. Then you're in a Starborn normal universe and you're going to have access to all the companions in the game with a caveat or two. There's also a very special case that's possible if you go down this path. So if you get a Starborn normal universe, there is a small chance in that universe when you go to the lodge, you will walk in the door and you will find yourself as an NPC at the lodge. If that's the case, and there's only one of you, you can recruit that companion to go through the rest of that game with you. It's the only case where you can recruit yourself, and it is a path off of the Starborn normal universe down the 85% line. The rest of the time when you get a Starborn normal universe, you will generally have the constellation companions available to you in all cases. Now, you will be asked a question when you arrive as to whether you want to do the main quest again or not. And I believe that's phrased in the form of, do you want to tell them you're a Starborn or not? If you tell them you're a Starborn, it's a way of skipping through the main quest. And in that case, you will not have access to Moara Atero, Heller Lynn, or Rafael Aguero because you're not doing the main quest. You can still get the constellation companions, Sarah Barrett, Andrasia, and Sam, to accompany you as you work through your New Game Plus, pursuing artifacts and things of that nature. However, there'll be some additional steps for those. So once again, if you are doing a New Game Plus and you get a Starborn normal universe, there's a very small chance you can get the recruitable U version. There's a 100% chance that the constellation companions will be there. That is literally what a Starborn normal universe looks like, and that you can get access to them. And if you choose to do the main quests again, you will have access to the other 4 companions. In all of these cases, you will still have access to the green companions that are listed in the 5 boxes here. The alternative here, if we look at the alternate universe diamond and you look at the 15% option to the right, the red arrow, is that you get an alternate universe. Now, there are 9 alternate universes. In none of these universes will you have access to the constellation companions to become crew members or companions for you. You will also not have access to any of the main quest companions at this point in time. You will have access to all of the green companions on the chart. So that's Betty Hauser, Ezekiel, Eric Von Price, etc., all the way down to Sophie Grace. And so you can play an alternate universe and fill out an entire crew roster. They won't be as good as some of the constellation companions when it comes to individual skills, but quite frankly, they also don't give you as much grief. So maybe that's what you want. So that's it. Every companion in the game and the paths you'll need to take to reach them. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Remember, live your beliefs and you can turn the world around. We are not our best intentions. We are what we do. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and get notifications. This is Kinnear, and I'm out of here.